Okay, I want to show you what you are going to be turning in. What you see on the screen right now is the Galileo's experiment with the trajectory shown on the with the trajectory shown here. Over here we have the actually two graphs, right? But on the top graph you have the position, both x and y, and the bottom graph you have the velocities x and y, and then you have the data set on the bottom. Now, what you're going to be turning in is going to be just the graphs. Now, we can turn off some of these things. We can grab this bar and go over to make the video smaller. We can go down to make the graphs larger, or you can choose this box right here on the upper right-hand corner. If we choose that, we can shut off the video. Shut off the video. We can shut off the data table, and we have two graphs. Now we're not concerned with the x here. The x is the if you want to you can play with it, but the x position is increasing linearly. The x velocity should be a constant. But if we click on the box here, we can choose what we want to see. We turn off the x. Okay. It would come down to the bottom graph, and same thing. We could turn off the x velocity. So now the two graphs that we see are on the upper graph would be the y position, the vertical position, and the bottom graph would be the vertical velocity. Okay, now what are we going to turn in? I want to see these two graphs. Now the way that we will do this, again, we're going to turn off the data table. We don't want to see the data table. I can't figure out how to download the data table as it is. And the video, what's there to see? It's going to look the same for everybody. So what I want to see are the two graphs. Now here's how you're going to do it. First of all, you need to put your name on the name and date on these two graphs. The way to do this is bottom left-hand corner here, under the graph tools here and here. Well, first of all, we want to put a curve fit here. The position should be a quadratic fit. Okay, so it's fit quadratic for the position curve, and for the bottom, oops, let me get this out of the way, and for the bottom, get that out of the way, for the bottom graph, we will choose a linear. Right. Okay, so and here is the information for the quadratic fit, and here is the information for the linear fit. As you see, it's you have to raise it up to see the other information. In this bar, we have to slide down to see it all. When it gets printed out, it'll automatically take care of it. The way that I want you to put your name on these things is the graph tools, the little fit here, where the same place that you chose the curve fit, we're going to add an annotation. Okay, so for one of them, you choose the annotation. It appears in the center. You can't move it. It is where it is. Place your name. So your name here. And then for the bottom one, do the same thing, only you're going to put date. Oops. And time. Okay, what day did you make this, and what time is it that you're printing this out? Okay, this is to be done individually. This way, I will know whose is whose. Everybody's data is going to be different. There's no way that two people can have the same information on both their graphs unless they have copied. Okay, so now, this gives you the information that I want when you turn this in. To print it, you come to the upper left-hand corner here, File menu, okay? When you click on that, you export, okay? Your choices, by the way, were New Experiment, which just erases what you have, Save, unless you want to save it on your computer, come back to it, you can. I want you to export it, okay? And you have graph 1, graph 2. Now, the only thing that needs to be changed is here, the graph shape. Graph shape changed to 16, ratio of 16 to 9 rather than 4 to 3. That makes the graph a little bit larger. Come on. Here we go. There we go. Now you see your name appears here. and the information appears here. There is an issue with the program. I've contacted Vernier. They're taking care of it. It may be fixed by the time you get it. It would be nice to be able to move these boxes to wherever you would like them to be, like to pick up your name and put it in the left-hand corner or something. Take the analysis box and put it out of the way of the graph to make things easier. But you will print both graph 1 and graph 2. Okay, so let's just do one of them. Print. So graph 1, save it as a PNG. You will upload that PNG. PNG is basically a photograph. So you will save it. It saves it to your computer here. Save it. Put your name. Attach your name to the file if you wish. Graph 1. However you want to change it. Graph 1, your particular name, and then you will upload it into Canvas when all is said and done. Okay. The value of G for graph 1 should be twice the A value here. So this would be what, 9.9. Okay. For graph 2, the value of G, it's taking a sweet old time. The value of G should be directly the slope, so which is 9. Ideally, those two values should be the same. They're not. All right. There is an issue with. I'm not sure what they don't publish how they come up with their algorithms here. But there is, ideally, if you had perfect data, those two numbers will be the same. Okay, so you will upload both graph 1 and graph 2 into Canvas.